Welcome. I'm very pleased to be able to share with you some of our customer experiences at Temenos and how they use core banking technology to address many of the issues that we face in our industry today.
Undoubtedly, the core banking system is the single most important technology a wealth manager maintains. It's therefore critical that the software provider and the solutions are up to the task. I'm Ralph Silva. I'm a broadcast analyst with SRN, and I had the privilege of sitting with some Temenos customers to discuss their experiences. I started with Mark Bagnell from EFG.
Mark, why did you select Temenos for what is essentially the most important area of your business?
It is indeed our most critical system. It's our core system. We selected Globus now T24 about 15 years ago. At the time, it was emerging into one of the leading products in the space. The main reason that we selected it was that it was a true partnership with the vendor. We had very good, very genuine relationships with the management of the company, and we still have. And from a technical and from an integration perspective, it was and still is highly configurable, very flexible, and you can use T24 in many different ways. And once you have built up the internal expertise and the right relationship with the vendor consultants, you can configure it to the bespoke needs of your organisation. And EFG, like any other private bank, has a lot of similarities with other private banks, but also its own workflow, its own business processes, its own ways of doing things. And we were able with T24 to configure the application and our business processes and our architecture to achieve that goal.
Mark, you've had Temenos now for a few years. Has it really fulfilled your expectations?
Yes, it has. EFG has grown quite substantially in the 15 years since we first started using the product. And we have grown both organically and inorganically. And we have taken the opportunity, because we were successful with using T24 as the core banking system for Switzerland, wherever we have either opened a new private banking business or acquired a private banking business elsewhere in the world, we have adopted T24 as the core component, and we have integrated those businesses into our core capability. Over the course of those 15 years, we now have T24 used in 15 different booking centres. We retain a core version of the software. Each physical instance for each location is configured for the local needs, as you would expect. But the key reason that it has been successful, truly successful for us, is we do have one core banking system, and it services 15 different booking centres and does it in a very flexible but at the same time scalable, reusable way.
Mark, your business is very complex and it has several applications that you rely on. How does the Temenos system integrate with your other applications?
Mm-hmm. We see T24 as our core system, and therefore from a data perspective it is usually the master. It is the central system. We have other systems, the peripheral applications that sit around T24, CRM systems, document management systems, trading systems, the usual things that a private bank would need. From an integration and a implementation perspective, usually that's done with traditional interfacing. So we take data extracts from T24 and upload them into the other systems. Sometimes there are direct APIs. Again, the reason that's worked well for us is because we are very mature with the product, and because the product is very flexible. We have a very good understanding of the data model and what the data is and where it is within the product and the database. So we're able to take the data that we need relatively simply and use it for the different purposes that we need for the peripheral applications, both upstream and downstream.
I also had a chance to sit with Jeannie Dodd of Mears Pearson and asked her why she decided to go with the Temenos solution.
Before we've just bought Insight, we've just installed it. We had looked at loads of solutions before in the past, over the past 8 years, and never found anything that fitted as well as Insight product does.
Do Temenos solutions support the human interaction, which is still the predominant channel in wealth management?
Very important. You have to really, to know how you know your clients, you need to have a base where you can record that information, because you couldn't possibly remember everything about the clients just in the top of your head. So you have to have somewhere that you record all the information.
Segmentation is all that more important for the wealth management business. Has T24 facilitated this critical aspect of your operational programs?
It supports it really easily. It's very easy to be able to mark the clients into their different segments that they belong to, and that from that you can then create different reports that go to the different levels of clients. So your ultra high net worth clients will have one set of reports, and your sort of everyday person will have another set.
Is maintaining a core banking cross-border solution a challenge?
It was very easy. We started off with just Guernsey initially, and then we brought on Curacao. So we had to work closely with Temenos to set up the multi-company setup that we needed in the system. There were a lot of challenges because the Channel Islands and the Caribbean Islands are very different cultures, and they work in different ways. So we had to look at it, bringing those close together, and that's something that's still ongoing actually.
Thank you. I trust that was valuable. Expect to see plenty of innovation from Temenos and from our clients in the coming months.